Hi, my name is Rachel Hunter. I attend Solid Rock Youth and New Minas Baptist Church. So today I'm going to be talking about the story of the Battle of Jericho. This is Joshua 5:13 to 6:27. So we begin this section with Joshua speaking to the commander of the army of the Lord. That's a very long title. From what I could find, this is an angel. So, they bring a message from God. These are the instructions given to Joshua by God. These are I copied this down from my Bible. March around the city once with all the armed men. Do this for 6 days. Have 7 priests carry trumpets of ram horns in front of the ark. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times with the priests blowing their trumpets. When you hear them blow a long blast from the trumpets, have the whole army give a loud shout. When the wall of the city will collapse and the army will go up, everybody straight in. Now here's the thing. What I've noticed is they didn't follow these instructions exactly. It's entirely possible that it was written incorrectly or there was a mistake, but I'm going to mention it anyways. So, throughout the 6 days, the priests were blowing their horns, even though God specifically told them only to blow their horns on the 7th day. Joshua did, however, tell the army not to speak until the 7th day, so I guess they kind of followed it, but I'm not exactly sure. So they did the same thing for 6 days, and finally on the 7th day they walked around 7 times. The priests blew the long blast, the army shouted, and the wall collapsed. The army ran into the fallen city and destroyed everything living inside. So this is actually called Harem or Cherem, and they'd claim everything for God and not leave room for the people to return and reclaim what was taken. Personally, I see this as an attempt to wipe out sin, to punish the people for sinning. But I find this unsuccessful because the people we're killing, and that is a sin. Anyway. The only people that were spared were Rahab and her family, and they burned the whole city and everything in it, saving the gold, silver, bronze, and iron, and placing it in the treasury of the Lord's house. Rahab and her family was spared because she had hidden the Israelite spies, and she was allowed to live among the Israelites for the rest of her life. Joshua pronounced an oath saying that anyone who tried to rebuild Jericho would be cursed and would lose both his firstborn and youngest sons. And I actually found somewhere, I think it was in my Bible, and it said that there was a man who tried to rebuild Jericho, and he did lose his first and youngest sons. So that's kind of interesting that did follow through. The issue with the story that I've come across is Joshua not following the Lord's instructions exactly and changing it up a bit. He didn't change a lot, but I don't know how that happened. It's not really a big deal, but of course I'm curious. The walls still fell down, they were still victorious, but I'm not sure why those things were changed and why it's not exact. There's a good amount of archaeological evidence to support this event, even though a lot of archaeologists deny it. So I found that the current city of Jericho is not in the exact location of the original city. This is actually 2 kilometers away. The archaeological site is called Tel Es Sultan, and there is some evidence of the ruins of the walls that have dated back to about 1400 BC, which is the estimated time of the Battle of Jericho. One of the archaeologists that I read about believes that it was caused by earthquakes, but we honestly don't know what it was like when the walls came down. We don't know whether when God took them down, whether it looks like an earthquake took them down. We don't know that. So from what I've found, research supports that a group of nomadic people like the Israelites could have destroyed the city. Honestly, I had a lot of fun researching this, and the archaeology. I found it really interesting. Yeah. So the basic lesson from this story is that God can do anything. The Israelites did not take down the walls. They trusted God to do that for them and would deliver the city into their hands. So I am going to pray, and yeah. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day, Lord, and thank you for this weather. I love the heat. I love the summer. It's so much better than winter, and I'm so glad that some of the restrictions have been lifted and things are going back to normal. Thank you for helping us through this pandemic, Lord. Thank you that we have 0 cases now and that you have helped so many people through difficult times through this pandemic. Lord, please give our leaders the wisdom to make decisions around the virus, Lord. They're talking about opening up the entire country, and Lord, I pray that they will make good decisions for the country to keep as many people safe as possible. Lord, be with the Black Lives Matter protests. This is an important issue that needs to be fixed, and we are called as Christians to love one another because you love everyone and you want us to love each other as well. And I think a lot of Christians have missed that memo. Lord, I pray that you help people who are racist and help them to understand the value of human life and help them to realize their mistakes and help in the fight against racism, Lord. Lord, you are great and you're working in so many lives, and I know you have a plan, Lord. In your name I pray.